Hi guys, welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. Well, my thoughts and prayers are with the President and his First Lady. I believe his campaign manager is also positive, and we have a lot to get through, so I apologise if I don't go into as much detail as normal. So let's get into it. I feel incredibly lucky that I didn't get the Rona, but also the way my shares went this week. I have Tsla in my long-term account. I also have a couple that I put in my trading. There are the likes of Jeremy, who says he hates people who trade Tsla. The way I see it is, I have my position in long-term account. It's a volatile stock. I like the company. Why wouldn't I trade it? Now, you have here the Tsla done better than I expected. I'm usually pretty spot on with these things. Expected them to do well. But Tsla has kind of had a resistance recently of 450. I sold at 440 and it came down, and after the news came out about the president, I picked the same amount up at 415. And don't forget to hit that lovely like button, almost as lovely as me. Helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting the video out to more people. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Become part of the Savvy Money Show family. We give each other hints and tips and updates about stocks and shares we talk about on the show. As well as that, you can ask me to look into any share you want, and I don't charge a Discord fee or ask for a Patreon. All I do ask is for you to comment in the box below and hit the like button. Even if you disagree with me, especially if you disagree with me, I like a debate. And if I do something wrong, I want you to call me on it so I can improve the channel. And why not check out the links in the description below? There's lots of offers. I've used each one of them myself. I wouldn't give you links if I haven't checked them out myself. If you're looking for a free trading platform which should trade your stocks and shares, you can get a free share worth up to £200 for signing up and depositing a small amount. A free trade only requires a £1 deposit. The others require £100 or dollars, depending on which one you go for. Stake has over 3,500 US stocks on their books, which is the biggest one outside of the US. Whereas Trading 212 is one of the best and easiest platforms to use. But as I said, I use all three. Anyway, on with the show. Now it is. You can find this on their investor relations page. I do think they're going to do great things. If you saw that tweet by Elon Musk about Starlink, he is planning in the next 3 to 7 years to IPO Starlink. However, he hinted that he will be giving priority to small retail investors. But how would he do that? The only way I can see that is by going through two parameters: the people who own Tsla shares and the people, how long people have owned Tsla shares. So basically, he will set a time that Tsla shares have been held and say for every so many Tesla shares, you're eligible to purchase so many Starlink shares in advance. So I think that's a reason for people to start buying Tesla now. As I said, I bought at 415. If it's 380, I'll be picking more up, and then if it keeps down. But yeah, the future looks good for it. You've got the earnings coming up. Another thing, people go on about the regulatory credits. It has been making more or less the same amount of money as the last quarter, but less of that has come from regulatory credits. More of that has come from vehicles delivered. I wonder if Elon's been watching my channel. If you remember, I spoke about how Elon is going to cost the company, Elon's package is going to cost the company a certain amount of money, and how once they start improving their profit, increasing their profit, and apparently they've increased their operating margin a tiny percentage, that instead of posting big profit numbers, they should wheel that back, do creative accounting, and put his part of his remuneration package into that, because it has to come out at some point and there's a limited time. So I wonder if they've done something like that for these regulatory credits to actually be paying for. The president was taken to a medical centre. We know the story by now. The rumour was he would be put on remdesivir, but he's been put on Regeneron's trial treatment. What does this mean? Because you've got YouTubers out there saying, go into healthcare stocks, because they'll get a boost. Actually, they won't. Regeneron will, if he ends up getting cured. And if he doesn't, of course, and we hope he does, regardless of your political affiliation, then it will go down. But the fact that if this cures him, and 99.9% sure he will get cured, then I think this will get a boost. I think Gilead will drop anyway on the back that they chose this over Gilead, remdesivir. If you're considered the most powerful man in the world, and you can choose any drug you want in the world, and you choose this over the other one, that's got to be a knock to your company. Anyway, that has I would have expected this to have moved in the last week. It hasn't, and I think if it doesn't move on Monday, it presents a buying opportunity, especially with earnings just a month away. Now, has good financials. I'm not going to spend too long on it because I've got a lot to do. It's got a good balance sheet. You know, you've got total liabilities of 5.3 billion, and you've got current assets of 7.8 billion. So it's well managed, the debt. Now, a lot of people, I said, going they'll work from home, stay at home stocks. I actually sold out of Activision Blizzard when it was $80 a share. I had some plans to sort some things out, and I was lucky. I sold here, which meant I didn't, for a few days I didn't hold it. thing is, I think they've been a bit smart, Activision Blizzard. They thought the shares are going to go down because of what's happened. So we're going to release all our bad news now. The newly awaited World of Warcraft game has been delayed. So the 5% drop that they've got from that. But you're going to get people pick this up. Has an intrinsic value of $80. I think it hit $70, and I think if it hits $70, I may pick it up. But you have to be careful with some of these. People are telling you work from home, the stay-at-home stocks. You have to be careful not to overpay for them. And you also have to be careful. People are saying go into the good solid stocks, don't go into spec stocks, which is fine because people will, in terms of uncertainty, go into the good solid stocks rather than the spec stocks. But people were going into Apple, then this happened, then they started selling out of Apple. So people were taking their money out. I remember before all this, there was $35 trillion on the sidelines waiting for the election to happen to see what happened. So there's a lot of money out of the market already. So if you find the stocks you want to hold long term, this is a good time. Now, if the president gets well within a week or two, you can see all these shooting up. If he doesn't, you can see, the longer it goes on, you can see it coming down and down and down. Of course, if Pelosi does a stimulus deal, you can see some of them going up. That's the reason why you haven't seen these stocks getting worse. They would have gone worse if it wasn't for the fact that they think they're going to come to a deal, a stimulus deal. Now, a stock I like, I've mentioned before, I think is undervalued. Not massively, but purely because it's going to pay a dividend soon. A 5% dividend. Happy. And there's also Alpha Financials, a UK one. This one has made so much money since the Rona. It made the extra £66 million pounds that it's had to pay a £44 million out in a special dividend that comes on the 14th of October. Now, that dividend's going to be a 12% dividend. Now, I put a cheeky 9k in, and it's gone up 3.8% since then, intraday. I did that on Friday. I expect this to rise leading up to it. More and more news goes in. But, I've spoke about Genuine Impact, and which is a research tool. I was putting my stocks in my watch list on there, and I put Alpha Financial, and it got 2 shields out of 3 on that, which means it's top in 2 out of 3 categories. 1 for quality and 1 for momentum. Now, and it's like in the middle for value. But Apple only has 1 shield, just so you know, and that's for quality. the if you look at the company, you can see no one dares short it at the moment. You know, you've got 14.27 levered free cash flow because of the dividend. Money's put aside for the dividend now, and I don't think, you know, that this is last year's finances. They haven't put this year's finances in, and as I said, it's this year that they've had like a turnaround, you know. And even then, before this year, total liability is 35 million, total assets 72, current assets 72 million. Now, current assets is 1.5 times the total liabilities. And as I said, they have just been banging it out of the park. I believe this is a company worth holding, even without the dividend. Dividend just makes it worth putting more money in. Yeah, you're going to get the dividend chasers. And we have Aston Martin is at 1/10 of its IPO price. I have forever had people say, but a new Bond movie's coming out, that's going to raise it. Come on. New Bond movies come out near enough every year. Has it ever risen the share price? No, it's just gone down. Motley Fool has just come out and said something sensible, which is, just because you have a brand doesn't grant you success. Now, Rolls-Royce had a brand, they had to sell it off to survive. Yeah. However, I will tell you about here is a link to one good thing about Aston Martin, and it may be the saving grace. Now, I've always said Aston Martin needs to go in with a company that converts classic cars into EV cars, but they haven't still. Now, unless you're someone like Lewis Hamilton or Michael Schumacher, I doubt you would have 73 grand. It's more likely to be one of the arcades or a Hollywood Bowl that buy it for an authentic Aston Martin experience. Still, you never know. They might get no one buying it. I've always said to people, if you're going to put 50 pence in this, why not put half the amount of shares and double up and put in the BT? But or treble up and go into legal and general. You get a dividend. It's a much more secure company. But people want to do what people want to do. This could be their saving grace, or it could be their downfall. They're charging a lot of money for it, but then they put premium stuff in it. Anyway, if you've enjoyed any of today's content, don't forget to hit the like button and comment in the box below. Don't forget to share it to anyone you think might be interested. Trying to get that subscriber count up, and I'll see you in the next video. That's all for now.